It is the reported version. It is the reported version of the speaker's utterance. It is the reported version of the speaker's utterance. Full stop. When changing from a direct speech to an indirect speech, when changing from a direct speech to an indirect speech, the quotation marks will be removed. The quotation mark will be removed. Full stop. Other punctuation marks like question mark, exclamation mark, other punctuation marks like question mark, exclamation mark, will be replaced with a full stop. Will be replaced with a full stop. Will be replaced with a full stop. All the tenses will be changed to past. To past or past participle, as the case may be. Will be changed to the past or past participle, whatever, as the case may be. For instance, let's try to change this from direct speech to indirect speech. I will carry out the operation successfully, said the doctor. Will become the doctor said he would carry out the operation successfully. The doctor said he would carry out the operation successfully. No need of quotation marks again. Removed. Full stop is there. Will changed to would. That is for a speech. Let's change this one as well. The other one I give you under direct speech. Okay. My mother has warned me not to fight in the school again. Said the boy. Is it? Okay, said John. This becomes John said his mother good had, not has again, had warned him not to fight, not to fight, not to fight and the school again. Full stop. Full stop. Good. Now, the last one under the recipe. Did I get example there? How old are you? Question mark and quotation mark. The teacher asked the young what? Girl. How old are you? The teacher asked the young girl. This is the question. Who will change this one to an indirect speech? Change to reported speech.
The teacher asked the young girl how old she is.
No. Everything in the past.
How old she is?
Yes, correct. The teacher asked the young girl how old she was. The teacher asked the young girl how old she was. How old she was. Correct. Let's consider some practical, or let me teach you the active and passive voices. And after that, I'll give you class work to cover the two. Just that. Active and passive voices. Let's do the first one. Active voice. Active voice. An active voice occurs. An active voice occurs when the subject of a sentence is in the subject position. When the subject of a sentence is in the subject position. And the object is in the object position. And the object is in the object position. E.g., Tope drove my car. Tope drove my car. Example 2, leave a line. Example 2. I ate a plate of rice. I ate a plate of rice. Etc. etc. Passive voices. Or passive voice. Passive voice. This occurs when the subject is taken to the object position. When the subject is taken to the object position and the object is taken to the subject position. And the object is taken to the subject position. E.g., what's the first example there? Tope drove my car will become my car. Tope drove my car. My car was nothing like driven by Tope. My car was driven by Tope. Another one. I ate a plate of rice. Will become a plate of rice. Will become a plate of rice. Let's see. A plate of rice was eaten by me. A plate of rice was eaten by me. Those are the two examples I give you. Right? Yes. Okay. For our class work, take down these questions. Take down these questions. 1. Sorry, change the following to direct speech or indirect speech as the case may be. Class work. Change the following to direct speech or indirect speech as the case may be. You know what that means? Yes. If I give it to you in direct speech, change to indirect speech. If I give it to you in indirect speech, you change it to direct speech. 1. Don't be a black sheep of the family. Don't be a black sheep in the family. In the family. Peter's father warned him. Don't be a black sheep in the family. End of quotes. Quote and quote now. Peter's father warned him. Do you have any Peter in this story? Peter's father warned him. 2. I have gained admission to the university. I have gained admission to the university. The senior girl announced to her colleagues. So you quote, I've gained admission to the university. The senior girl announced to her colleagues. Three. The teacher shouted on Paul to go out of his classroom. The teacher shouted on Paul to go out of his classroom. Three, four. I came to the conclusion that Nigeria is better than the US. I came to the conclusion that Nigeria is better than the US. Said our president. So he thought that was the one that put out. Said our club president. Said our club president. Make it how many? 4. Okay. Part B. The second part now. Change the following expressions to the passive voices. 1. I met our teacher in Lagos last week. I met our teacher in Lagos last week. I met our teacher in Lagos last week. 2. We bought some materials from the market last week. We bought some materials from the market last week. 3. A good construction company is constructing the bridge. A good construction company is constructing the bridge. The teacher marked our scripts and returned them to us. Our teacher or the teacher marked our scripts and returned them to us. Is that number 4?
Yes, sir.
All right. So attempt all that and let's have it. Said that. Yes, that is optional. If you put it, you don't put it. So the conclusion, what did I dictate to you? So what is A? I said no half mark. Once somebody meant up anything there, what's there?
Sir, our club president concluded that Nigeria was better.
If C and B club president, small letter, minus half minus. You should make it standard so that you'll be used to that method and you can pass very well. Any other question on that? No. Now, part B. What about? Then it's not reporting. It should be a recorded speech. It should be a recorded speech. So the second part, what's the first sentence there?
I met our teacher in Lagos last week.
Our teacher was met in Lagos last week. You said I met our teacher in Lagos last week. Don't read anything. I said, what's the question I give you? You are behaving unruly now. What's the question?
I met our teacher in Lagos last week.
Our teacher was met in Lagos last week by me. Anything different from I was 0. You're just shouting on this. Second one. Don't tell me anything.
So you said the subject will go to object and the object will come back to you. We'll go to subject.
So, what's the sentence? Hold on, what's the sentence?
I met our teacher.
In that sentence, what is the subject? So, what has I become? Why was your question necessary?
I thought it was teacher. I thought the
Because
teacher
you are not
was
attentive.
The last week, can't the last week function at the back? Like our teacher was met in Lagos by last week.
Had it been you pull down your shouting another, I would have answered you very well. Because you are listening. Mark it. Make it fun. Don't be shouting.
When I slap it, you're laughing at the front.
Why is it not in capital letter? The teacher in this environment is a common noun, not a proper noun, and not a title. So that's why T in teacher is small letter T. Hello, if you connect to this one, I'll send you out of this place. Use your brain now. Serious minded. What's the next one?
Bought some materials from the market last week.
Some materials were bought by us, were bought last week from the market by us. Listen to those things that can be correct. Some materials were bought by us last week from the market. Correct. Some materials were bought by us last week from the market by us. So you can interchange the adverbial phrase there. But the subject will go to the object position, the object will go to the subject position. Is that all?
No, sir.
What's the last one? Okay, the first one.
A bridge construction company is constructing the bridge.
The bridge is being, look at that being constructed by a good construction company. The bridge is being constructed by a good construction company. Who taught you like that? You see, if you hear something from somewhere, the question is, what is the source of what you heard? Because I know, I explained this same to you in this same class last week. Somebody said, what's the difference between being and being? Or was it not here? When I said, has, have, had, then you use being with that one. Is, are, where, was. That's the formula I explained to you last week. So if you hear anything contrary to this one from elsewhere, suspect that the source is not genuine. You want to argue for that? And say it now. Feel free to say it. What? Which verse? Constructed. What's wrong with this verb constructed? Feel free and bold to ask the question. Okay, it should be the bridge is being constructed. Only it's allowed that you can say that. Only it's allowed that you can say. The bridge is being constructed. These are vector grammar. Don't be confused. It's very simple and straightforward. Is it not? Maybe the one you are confusing for this one is when parents say, I'll be looking forward to seeing you. Are you sure that's the only one you are confusing for this? I'll be looking forward to reading your reply. Is that the one? If it is the issue of him and this, anything that will follow these two, this one and the other one, must be past participle. Okay? The bottle has been broken. The job has been done. I am being deceived by the small boy. I have been.
Stop now.
You've gotten it now. Okay? So the fourth one.
The teacher marked our scripts and returned them to us.
Our scripts were marked by our teacher. Our scripts were marked and returned to us by our teacher. Our scripts were marked and returned to us by our teacher.
The script was returned to us after being marked by the teacher.
Now, the idea of that sentence, the original sentence, the idea of the one you just gave me now is different. The idea is capitalizing on returning the script. Whereas the meaning of the sentence says that he marked the script, he returned them. But when he said the focus wasn't on marking per se, that the script were returned to us after being marked. The teacher marked and script and returned them to us. So emphasis on marked, returned. For the other one, it is the return that you actually make able to understand. When you look at the deep meaning of that sentence. So,
Our script was returned to me by teacher after
you are too playful. You have come here to just play. The same question she asked is what you are sitting down there also asking. You have a good way. They know the same. Is that not the question you asked me?
Our scripts were marked by our teacher.
Yes. Hold on.
Our scripts were marked by our teacher, and he returned it to us.
That's not a passive voice. The question is, our teacher marked our scripts and returned them to us. Okay? Our scripts were marked to us, so are marked and returned to us by our teacher. That's the passive voice. Our scripts were marked and returned to us by our teacher. And someone who said our scripts was, there's an error there. I was there. Or minus R to be light, to be fair to that person. Just ring that word. Scripts were. Somebody.
That doesn't have S to script.
As the Bible says, our script. Once R is in plural, scripts should be pluralized. It should be our scripts were marked. Okay, let's say bye-bye to that. We're going on to another topic. Subject-verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement, which we call Concord. Concord simply means the agreement between the subject and the verb in a sentence. Before we go to the rules of Concord per se, I need to let you know the difference between a singular verb and a plural verb. Etc. While these verbs are plural, these verbs are singular. When you add an S to a noun, that noun becomes plural. But when you add an S to a verb, the verb becomes singular. They are like opposite. So any verb in its simple present tense form that you don't add an S to is plural. When you add an S to it, it becomes singular. So the verb talk and talks, which one is singular? Talk and talks, which one is singular? Talks. Which one is plural? The verb write and writes, which one is singular? Writes is singular, write is plural. Now, the first rule that I'm teaching you here now is 1. When the subject is singular, the verb is also singular. When the subject is singular, the verb is singular. When the subject is singular, the verb is also singular. For example, Tony dashed to school every day. Tony dashed to school every day. Is it walk or walks? Walks. Tony walks to school every day. So the first law, hello, the last one. Why can't you be obedient and listen to lesson in the class? Just busy talking there. Walks to school every day. Tony is singular. This is the verb. Walks. There's an agreement between the subject and the verb. Tony is singular. Walks is also singular. So there is an agreement between them. So there is concord in this. That's the first law. When the subject is singular, the verb is also singular. When the subject is plural, the verb is also plural. E.g., students dash examinations. You have fear and fears. Students dash examinations. Fear, fears. The subject is plural and the verb should also be plural. Which are they picking? Fear. Fear. Because fears is singular, fear is plural. So plural subject, plural verb. There's an agreement between them. 3. When two singular subjects are joined and. When two singular subjects are joined with and. The verb is plural. The verb is plural. E.g., the commissioner and his wife. The commissioner and his wife dash to our church every Sunday. The commissioner and his wife dash to our church every Sunday. Is it come or comes? Huh? Come to our church every Sunday. That is number 3. Now, let me add this quickly. Most rules in English language have exceptions. Not like sciences. I don't know whether there are exceptions to scientific rules, but in English, there are some exceptions. Just like going to a class of a primary school pupils and say, good morning, students, good morning, sir. To form the past tense of a verb, add ed. Push, pushed. Talk, talked. Pass, passed. Is that clear? It's clear, sir. Class work. Number 1, sweep. What would you write for you?
Sweep.
You told them they should always add ed. So, sleep is slept, drive is drived, because you have made the general rule. So in English, there are rules, but there are exceptions. So I need to let you know that. If you come across a question like bread and butter, dash, good for lunch. Bread and butter, dash, good for lunch. And they give you is, are. If the law of plural, that when the plural, the subject is plural, the verb is plural, or when two singular subjects are joined with and, the verb is plural. Not in that situation. Because bread and butter will go together as one meal. Isn't it? Except you can take bread, an hour later you take butter. But if they go together as one meal, the verb will remain singular. So bread and butter is skirt and blouse, dash, for sport. Is, are. What are you thinking? Except you can wear skirt alone and stroll out. Later, take away skirt, wear blouse alone, stroll out. Except that is possible. If that is not possible, that is singular. So, there's an exception to that. The commissioner and his wife come to our church every Sunday. Number 3 or 4. The fourth one. When two singular subjects are joined, when two singular subjects are joined with, when two singular subjects are joined with, neither nor, or, either or, not but, together with, as well as, etc., etc. When two singular subjects are joined with neither nor, or either or, not but, together with, as well as, the verb must be singular. The verb must be singular. The verb must be singular. E.g., the politician's popularity, as well as his riches, R-I-C-H-E-S, riches, dash to his victory in all the elections. Dash to his victory in all the elections. Contributes. Which one are you going to pick?
Contributes.
Yeah. Contribute. So the answer is contributes. Sorry, contribute, no S. Sorry, there is no S there. It is verb, a singular verb. Contribute to its yearly success because we join them with this. His popularity as well as his riches. Now, this conjunction is a correlative conjunction. So the joining is not proper, it's not as and. So the verb will remain singular. So the answer is contributes. Did you write contributes? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
When two singular subjects are joined with neither nor any of these, the verb will remain singular. So the politician's popularity as well as his riches contributes to his yearly or to his victory in all the elections. 5. Rule number 5. When two subjects are joined, with neither nor, or either or, etc. And one of the subjects is singular, The other one is plural, and the other one is plural. The verb must agree. With a closer subject. The verb must agree with the closer subject. This is called law of proximity. Law of proximity. For instance, if I say neither the principal nor the teachers, neither the principals nor the teachers, dash to blame for the students' failure. Neither the principal nor the teachers dash to blame for the students' failure. And you have is and are. The law says when there are two subjects in which one is singular, the other one is plural. When you want to determine what the verb will be, look at the subjects between the two that is closer to where the verb is. The one that is closer to the verb will determine what the verb will be, which means If the closer subject is singular, the verb will be singular. If the closer subject is plural, the verb will be plural. In this situation, teachers is plural. It is closer to where the verb is. Therefore, the verb will be plural. So what's the answer? Ah. So neither the principal nor the teachers are to blame. However, if we change it to neither the teachers nor the principal dash to blame, what's going to be the answer now? Is to blame. I think you got it law very well. So neither the principal nor the teachers are to blame. Neither the teachers nor the principal is to blame. Okay, another one. When two singular subjects are used in a position, when two singular subjects are used in a position, the verb will be singular. When two or more singular subjects are used in a position, the verb must be singular. Must be singular. E.g., Dr. Adeoye. Dr. Adeoye, my friend and my personal physician, my friend and my personal physician still dash in Nigeria. Still dash in Nigeria. Is he going to be still live or still lives in Nigeria? Still lives in Nigeria. Because the same person I refer to as my personal physician, the same person I refer to as my personal friend. My personal friend and my personal physician. So referring to the same person, the verb will remain singular. Okay. Another law. Some singular nouns have plural spellings. Some singular nouns have plural spellings. The singular form of the verb is required to be used with them. The singular form of the verb is required to be used with them. The singular form of the verb is required to be used with them. E.g., mathematics, e.g., mathematics, physics, linguistics. I'm trying to give you examples of those words that are singular but have plural spellings. Linguistics, economics, etc., etc. Now, you see, linguistics is a branch of science. Linguistics is or are is a branch of science that studies language behavior. That is psycholinguistics. Linguistics. Economics is a social science. Economics is a social science, not economics are. Mathematics is my best subject, not mathematics are my best subject, etc. etc. Let me give you a short class work on it as well. Right. Number one, not Peter. Not Peter, but Paul. Dash in my area. Not Peter, but Paul. Dash in my area. 2. Three. Bolu with her sister. Bolu with her sister. Dash in Lagos. Bolu with her sister. Dash in Lagos. Live or leaves. Oh. 4. The pastor often dash against adultery. The pastor often dash against adultery. Preach or preaches. Preach or preaches. I will let my father. I will let my father dash to the teacher that he is a disciplinarian. He is a disciplinarian. Who can write the spelling? That he is a disciplinarian. Six. Oh no. I know the issue of proof is a problem. This is one you are going to use. Proof or proofs. These ones are verbs. If you choose this one is a noun. 6. The principle. Comma, and the accounting officer of the school dash head responsible for the burglary in the school. Head responsible for the burglary in the school. Pick was and where. Was and where. The old man, that's another one. The old man, together with his children, the old man, together with his children, dash taken to the police station. Is it going to be was taken to the police station or were taken to the police station? Oops. It's an exam. It's a password. Don't talk. 8. Some students and their parents. Some students and their parents are overambitious. Some parents, some students, and their parents dash overambitious. Is it are or where? Sorry, is or are? What's the answer? No problem. I know many will miss it. You may think I said the answer and that wasn't the answer. I'll prove it to you. No problem. Another one. Number 9. The team, T-E-A-M, the team, dash, play well on the field. The team, dash, play well on the field. Is or are, the team, dash, playing well on the field. Children dash at night. Children dash at night. Cry or cries. Cry or cries. So, 2 minutes to do that. 2 minutes to do that. I've seen someone who has finished already. Have we finished?
Yes, sir.
We finished. Raise up your hand. We are finished. Just a minute more. Stop writing. To avoid unnecessary noise this time around, mark it by yourself. If you like, score yourself 100 1. We're not recording it. This one is not to hand you any promotion to the next class, but to train you. So if you deceive yourself by just marking everything, well, but just learn from your mistakes. That's the most important thing. The first one. Not Peter, but Paul. Does what? Dash my area. We said when not but is used to join two singular subjects together. The verb is singular, right? So the answer is leaves. Leaves. At least no noise now. Even when you are changing it, no problem. You just want to add S to it. Number 2. I know you are children of God. Number 2. Neither joy nor I that to blame. Now, this law of proximity that I told you of, that the closer subject determines what the verb will be, right? The closer subject to that verb is I. Which of these verbs will go with I? I is, I are, I were, I am, I will. I were would have been correct if this were to be plural. I am. Neither joy nor I am to blame. Which means I am not to blame. Joy is not to blame. Neither joy nor I am to blame. That's the correct thing. Not neither joy nor I is to blame. I. Assuming you have done away with this, I am to blame. But not there has negated this to be I am not to blame. 3. The third one.
With his sister dash
Dolu
with her sister
dash in Lagos lives in Lagos. The conjunct there with is not joining the subject, so it is still remains singular. It remains singular. Another one.
The pastor often dash against adultery.
The pastor often preaches against adultery. Often preaches against adultery. The next one.
I'll let my father dash to the teacher that is a disciplinarian.
I will let my father prove, not proofs. Who wrote proofs? Let there has made it impossible for you to see proofs. I will let my father prove to the teacher that he is a disciplinarian. Next.
Principal and the accounting officer of the school.
The principal and the accounting officer of the school.
Dash held responsible for the burglary in the school.
What are the options?
Loss of work.
Was and where. Was. The same person you refer to as the principal is in referred to the accounting officer of the school, not the accountant. The principal of every school is the accounting officer of the school. Accounting officer means is the one that accounts for anything that happens in the school. Imagine, the principal is there in his office. Some students went to a neighboring school to fight and got stabbed. When the case gets to the police station, they say, "You're from which school?" So. Call their principal. Alright, so, it's the accounting. Anything that happens in the school is the one in charge. Positive or negative. So, not the boss. I know many of you have the boss at mind. So, it's a jam question. That question, you tell me. The next one.
The old man together with
The old man together with yes.
Taken to the police station.
Were taken to the station. Law of proximity.
Some students and their parents dash over ambitious.
Some students and their parents are over ambitious. This is pura. It's also pura. Two pura subjects joined with and. The verb is also pura.
The team dash playing well.
The team in that respect is a collective noun. Okay, it's a collective noun. So the singular form of the verb is required in that environment. Is playing well. The team is playing well. The team is playing well. Next.
Children dash at night.
Children dash at night. Children cry. Not cries. Children is plural. Cry is plural. Children cry at night. Everything over 10. Everything over 10. Yes. I can confidently say that you are very honest girls and boys. Is that 1 or 7? 7. If you score 10-10, let me see your hands up. 10-10. One person. No hands down. 9. 8. 7. 6. If you score between 6 and 10, raise your hand. That is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Raise your hands. Hands down. 5 and below, raise your hand. Nobody. Because the camera is turned to you. No problem. So, we are done with the Concord. Okay? We have just 10 minutes more. We will use that for question and answer time or to start a new topic. Okay? Feel free to ask any question. AGS. You don't have any questions in English. Should I begin to ask you questions? I should begin to ask you questions.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, that boy. I will ask you mine.
The teams are playing well. Can it be the teams?
The teams. Yes. The teams are playing well is correct. But what it means is team A and team B playing together. The two of them, that is the two teams, are playing well. That's the meaning. So it's correct. No question. What's the difference between rule number 4 and number 5? The first one I said when two singular subjects are joined with neither, nor, either, or, the verb must be singular. The fifth one is saying that when two subjects are joined with neither, nor, either, or, and one is singular, the other one is plural, the verb agrees with the closer subject. What's the difference between the two? And how will you not be confusing them? You want to try? Okay.
In the first one, the two subjects are singular.
While in the second one, one subject is singular and the other is plural.
Put your hands together for me. Another question. Not from what I taught you today. General English now. I should limit to what I taught you today. You have a question? Before I fire you. Okay, what's your question?
Which one is the right expression? Clap for me or clap you?
The appropriate thing is clap him. Is the appropriate thing. You know, I've always been telling you, there are some times when, because of long usage, when I see somebody who comes up with something that is strange, you see the person is not normal. You are all used to clap for him. It's clapping. The correct thing is clapping. Is that okay? Any other questions? Alaja. Ask your question now, because after that I'll begin to ask my own.
So when I was reading the game yesterday, I was a bit confused.
Very good girl. God bless you. Please put your assignment on the table. 20 idiots. Basiro, am I right? Basiro.
I saw an idiom because you can't have your cake and eat. So because that is it, you can't eat your cake and have.
You know, I told you yesterday that language is dynamic. It's always changing. It is not static like science. Science is also dynamic. When have you changed the law of gravity? But in the space, law of gravity is not operational. Is it operational in the space? None. Okay. So you cannot eat your cake and have it. It's the modern one. But in those days, you can't eat your cake and have your cake. Just like more grease to your elbow has now become more power to your elbow. That's the new thing, the modern thing now. In those days, we say birds of the same feather flock together. It is now birds of a feather. Birds of a feather flock. So, what's the difference between a noun phrase in a position and a noun phrase as object complements? Have you been reading from time to time? I should come back home. The difference between noun phrase as noun phrase in a position and noun phrase as object complement or subject complement. I should give examples. Now you're going to give me the answer. Okay, good boy.
Noun phrase in our position is placed side by side. Why in the complements are not usually side by side, but they are still qualifying the.
What if I say people call me a chief? People call me a chief. Me and a chief are side by side. Whereas a chief in that sentence is the complement of the object me. And of our position, I say, Mr. John, my childhood friend, is now a surgeon. So both Mr. John and my childhood friend, they are side by side, and that is now in our position. So that's not tried, but that's not the basic difference. Look for more differences. Just to tell you that all those notes you go during the holiday time, you will be reading them. I brought that question from there. Okay.
The noun phrase in our position is giving us more information about the subject, while the subject complement is qualifying the subject.
Qualifying means give more information. You are saying the same thing in different ways. There's just one simple difference, which I told you on that day. I told you the difference on that day. Who's going to tell me the difference? You've forgotten. Huh? Okay, try.
In Now phrase in apposition. When you remove one of it, to still make the complete sentence. Why that of the subject complement? It will make.
Put your hands together for him. I only did this, I did not talk. Did I talk? If I talk now, they follow me and I'm good. How to remove this thing. Now, in the case of apposition, I told you, you can do elimination method. You can take away one of the nouns, and the sentence will still be correct. The example, the Sadidapo, my childhood friend, is now a surgeon. I can say my childhood friend is now a surgeon. I can say Mr. Edapo is now a surgeon. It is possible. But in the case of object complements, they are not there to stand for each other. It's rather a complement. You know what I'm saying? Last question. Are you ready? What figure of speech is called apostrophe? Apostrophe is a figure of speech. What figure of speech is that? Or if you cannot define it, give me an example of an apostrophe. You have come across it before? But why do you learn and forget? What is an apostrophe? Alaja.
An apostrophe is a figure of speech that talks about that when somebody talks about someone in his absence, like oh Romeo, where art thou?
Very good girl. That figure of speech is an address that's made directly to somebody or something that is not physically present, as if that thing or that somebody is physically present. There is this poem written by William Shakespeare, The Unruly Son. When William Shakespeare just got married and is enjoying the honeymoon with his wife, they had a very beautiful night that he slept over, that the morning did not wake up on time, so much so that the rays of the sun was already penetrating through the window blind, and was beating the wife on the legs. When William Shakespeare suddenly woke up, he pulled the window blind and addressed the son. Go, O ye unruly son. That is, you are encroaching into my privacy, you are disturbing me, beating my newly married wife on the legs. Now, son is not physically present. S-U-N, son, not physically present, but it's being addressed as if it were physically present. That is an apostrophe. Somebody says, yam, Mama is not physically present to hear that, but you are addressing Mama as if Mama is physically. That is an apostrophe. O ye dead, stop pursuing me. It's also an example of an apostrophe. I'm going to leave you there for today. We'll continue next week by the grace of God. I took this away yesterday. All right.